Peace to the family, peace to you and yours, peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. Before we begin, I want to inform and I want to say thank you. I want to give a big thanks with an ankh in the middle to everybody that pulled up on Saturn Day, for the Law of 44, the War Report, all right? Presented by none other than the Blue Pillar himself, all right? He did his thing. This lecture went about 5.5 to 6 hours. The brother was giving information on top of information on top of information on top of information. It was information overload, but it was definitely it was worth every second of it. And just to add on, you know what I mean? We always got to follow up because the great divine speaks through signs. And, our qualification usually comes from the multiverse, the universe, you know what I mean? So you know that it's not rigged. The brother was talking about solar flares the whole entire lecture. And just like that, the next day on the 17th, there was a humongous solar flare, solar activity. The sun was exploding. All right. So we have the replay. The replay is available. We have the replay available for you. You dig? And it's on KTLUniversity.com. And before I begin, we have to do announcements on the 30th of April, which is also a Saturn day. All right, it's 30th of April, the end of the month. We are going to bring back our good brother Al-Kibalan 44 with the illustrious illumination. All right. We'll have the brother on Thursday, third eye Thursday. He will be in the building, so we will be able to drop some information and you'll get some insight as to what this is going to be about. All right. Shout out to Akibalon the Don doing this thing and whatnot. And with that being said, let's get into this show for tonight. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Let's jump right into the roll call, and then we'll chop some things up. I'm thinking about opening the lines tonight. There's a lot of things that we could talk about. You know what I mean? There's some things that we could chop it up about. So I'm thinking about dropping a link and making this one of those shows where the fam calls in and we get it in and whatnot, after a little bit of the commentary that I'll be adding on today and whatnot. So before we do anything, let's do roll call. I want to know who's in the building. Shout out to Memphis in the building. Shout out to Vegas in the building. I see you, all right? Shout out to East Flatbush in the building by way of Georgia, okay? Shout out to Cali. That's right. Akron, Ohio. Shout out to Akron in the building. I see you. Peace to Akron. DC in the building, all right? The BX in the building. Orlando in the building. Shout out to Orlando. Okay? Shout out to Orlando in the building. Columbus, Georgia in the building. Chicago in the building, Northwest Georgia in the building, Seattle in the building, Bridgeport in the building. That's right. I see you, Bridgeport. Westside Vegas, Charlotte, Westside Vegas, Louisiana, Cincinnati, Irving, Texas, Syracuse, New York, Memphis, home of the pyramids. You damn right. All right. Shout out to Memphis in the building. Cincinnati. All right. Jacktown in the building. The underworld is up in this thing. Shout out to the underworld. Shout out to Amenta, St. Louis, Tallahassee. Allah. I see. I like that. Okay. The Black Packer, you chilling. You in Playa del Carmen. You chilling. You in luxury right now. I know what that's hitting for. You know what I'm talking about? I pulled up in Playa del Carmen when we went to Cozumel. You know what I mean? The ship, the cruise liner had docked right there in Playa del Carmen. That shit was a movie. So I already know. Salute to you. St. Louis. All right. Shout out to St. Louis. Peace to St. Louis. You dig? It's beautiful there. Yeah, I already know. I already know. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, you hit me. Don't shoot me an email. Let me put my email right here. Shoot me an email if you may, if you don't mind. We coming out there. We got a retreat at Player. We got a retreat. I think we doing Tulum, and then we doing we doing Puerto Rico, and then we doing Playa del Carmen. So yeah, hit me up and I'll let you know. That's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be in the summertime and whatnot. How do crystals really work? It depends on what crystals you're talking about. An earthquake hit the Philippines. Interesting. I gotta check that out. Denver, Colorado up in this thing. Shout out to Denver. Shout out to Seattle. Okay. Shout out to the Virgin Islands. St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John's, the Mondem out there. Wagwan. I see you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as we can see, we are all joined tonight by a litany of brothers and sisters that are around the globe holding down the Griddington. You feel me? Locking down the grid. I feel comfortable knowing that we all in the building tonight. Shout out to everybody on this moon. You feel me? This moon is very, very powerful. Very powerful. This Libra moon is kind of did y'all see it last night? It was super lit. It was super lit. You know what I mean? The mental health in the community bill was 100. You want me to continue that? I think that I think I got a few more bars for that. If y'all want to get into that, I mean, we might as well get into it because when we open up the lines, I'm sure that the conversation will be touching on things of that nature and whatnot. So we're gonna touch on that before we open up the lines. Albany, Georgia, baby Egypt, I see you. Peace City, VA, Pentagon City, I see you. San Antonio, I see you. I heard it's beautiful out there in San Antonio. Another black man shooting incident on the news. Yeah. What books am I reading? Thank you for asking that because we opening up the book club. We are launching a book club on Know the Ledge. It's about that time. I just saw Mr. G last night at KT the Arts Degrees. Monumental presentation. He did it in a bookstore called a Black Dot Bookstore in Lithonia. And KT was talking about getting rid of herpes and the Jabbington. For the people that have taken the Jabbington, he did a powerful demonstration about herpes and also the jab and whatnot. And he was talking also about snake venom. I'm not sure if y'all are tapped in. By show of hands, how many saw the documentary What's in the Water? Okay, I think it's on Rumble. My brother sent me the link last week. And that documentary is a documentary / expose. It's not really, when I say documentary, it's not heavily researched and whatnot. However, it raised some very interesting points. And what it was pointing to in the documentary, what it was pointing to was the venom, the snake venom, right? The research on snake venom that has been going on for more than a century, and what it was pointing to was the startling research that shows how the pharmaceutical companies, right, pharmacopoeia, how they've been incorporating snake venom over the years and also anti-venom, right? But he was showing that the C19, right? The C19 and snake venom, or the adverse effects of people being bitten by snakes, is almost similar to the conditions that we see in the patients that are basically identifying, the ailments of C19 and whatnot. But on the flip side of that, right? On the flip side of that, there's been research about the healing properties of the snake venom, right? And KT pointed out that in the medical profession, you have what is known as the caduceus, and they have two snakes that are going up the caduceus, right? So what he said was, you know, some things that can kill you can also cure you. Okay? Some things that can cure you can also kill you. So we have to be very mindful of that. That if it can help, but it could also, based off of the dosage, right? Based off of the fact that you have to know how to administer it, right? You just can't be saying, "Yeah, I want some snake venom and whatnot." COVID-19, I like that, right? So yeah, that's why people suck the snake venom out. Yeah, I mean, it has healing modalities to it. Of course, it definitely has healing modalities. Anybody that comes from the deep south, or if you're on the west coast and whatnot, and you're tapped into any type of ancestral traditions, you probably would have heard over the course of your life that, people utilize the snake, all aspects of the snake, for healing properties, as well as what we also know that, of course, snakes are poisonous, and the snake's bite or the snake's venom could take you down, right? We do know that. However, yeah, remember Natural Born Killers? Remember that movie? Yeah, they did touch on that. Mickey and Mallory. That was it. Yeah, snakes are heavily used in traditional Chinese medicine. So, go and check that out, and let's have a conversation about it. Maybe not on this YouTube channel, right? Because, these people in their algorithms and whatnot, and the way that they try to police our conversations about things that they deem to be sensitive, I would want to take it offline, because I don't want to be restricted in either my or my guests' demonstration when we go in. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to see KT the Arch Degree in a lecture, right? Or if y'all want to see Brother KT the Arch Degree in one of our workshops, give me a fire emoji. You know what I mean? I'm just taking the temperature of the people and whatnot. I definitely would love to host something with KT the Arch Degree and bring that high science to the table and whatnot, the same way that we're bringing Al Kibalan to the building with that high science, because at the end of the day, I want y'all to walk away. I want y'all to walk away, like, with information and with a new lexicon. I want y'all to get on beast mode when it comes to this information. So I'm going to bring the best of the best of the best amongst you to really, raise the bar, and to get that motherfucking wheel turning in your heads and whatnot. You feel me? So KT could definitely do that. He's on another level with it. You feel me? So based off of the responses that I'm seeing, I need to go holler at my bro and make him an offer that he can't refuse. You feels me? So is the sound effects on? Let me know. Can y'all hear him? Not just through the headphones, but can you hear it through the system? So yeah, KT it is. You know what I mean? My main thing that what works for me. What works for me is when I go to the people and I let my audience, I let the family. Hold up. Oh shit, my bad. Here we go.
To this day. To this day.
Y'all didn't even tell me my sound effects wasn't on. I ain't talking to y'all, man. Shit. There we go. We fixed that. We fixed that. Okay. Thank you, Destiny. You did. Let me know if you want to be the moderator. You know what I mean? I'll put you on mod duties and give you the wrench. Pause. Uh, is the Law of 44 War Report ready for replay? Yes, it is. It's available and it's on the site. Make yourself at home. If you are a ticket holder, and Blue Pill was also talking about NFTs for the ticket holders. So just hold on and wait for that. That's coming and whatnot. He got you with the NFTs. But if anybody wants to tap into the replay, yeah, go to KTL University.com website right there. Boop. All right, website right there. Okay, you got the wrench. All right, that's for sure. Got the Wrenchington. So you good. Who woke up first, you or Blue? I did. I'm in the whole twin thing. I was the first one out. He came out breached. Young Mary in the building. Salute. In a minute. Your brother graduated college on the dean's list and said KT was on point. That's what I'm saying. Get your Asian boyfriend or your one of your best friends that's in the Ivy League schools. Everybody got one of those brainiacs around them. Put them on the KT, and that way you could see if what we're talking about is official or not. That's the litmus test, I guess. But you know what I'm talking about? Go ahead and find out for yourselves. But yeah, son be bringing it. You know what I mean? He brought some heavy ass information yesterday, got me researching and whatnot. So we will be satisfying your requests very soon and bringing KT to the building. If you're in Atlanta, ATL, Mama Pill, on the same day that we're doing the demonstration with our Kibalon, we're going to be doing that in the Rising, 11 a.m. Eastern, and that will leave enough time. I believe we'll be wrapping up around 2 o'clock, and then we're headed to the West End because Mama Pill is going to be doing, she's with a whole bunch of sisters, and they're going to be doing like a wellness day. They're going to be doing a demonstration at a spa. So for everybody, men included, who want to get pampered, who need their feet and everything, you want to get your massage or your Reiki, anybody that needs to get into alignment, right? Anybody who needs to get into alignment, you feel me? Please just hit this email up and I will give you the information on how you could pull up. You know what I'm talking about? Peace to the God. Okay. Does KT know how to heal alopecia, or does Mama Pill? Yeah, we have hair tonic. You feel me? We got hair tonics. You know what I'm saying? I think Blue is using the hair tonics. You know what I'm talking about? We broke the curse of the church. Thank you, Ghost Rider. You know what I mean? That's huge when you say that. That's huge. You know what I'm talking about? That's something I would have to sit back and really sit with. You was listening to me when you was 26, and now, oh shit, you putting age on me, bro. That's what's up. But yes, at KT's lecture, people drove from New York to see him. I had a couple, they came from Tennessee, they came from New York, they came from Florida. So obviously when, Atlanta is like the same way that New York was like a jump point, it was a center point. The ATL is a center point. As I see a lot of people come here for the weekends and whatnot, it's not hard to move around. Once you get an address, you put it in the GPS and whatnot. You pull up wherever you got to go. As you can see on Instagram, everybody is an Airbnb connoisseur. Everybody's an Airbnb millionaire. So Airbnbs are popping in Atlanta. You'll be able to find somewhere to rest your head. So pull up and enjoy the sun, enjoy the city, enjoy what it has to offer, enjoy the community that's out here, because it is a thriving community. It is a huge community and whatnot, and it's growing by the day. You feel me? You get to meet some beautiful people. There's some beautiful, beautiful people out here. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. There's some good-hearted, beautiful, hardworking, you know, brothers and sisters, families, and everything out here. Yes. Let me get in my eulogy mode before. This is part of my commentary. It seems like every other week, you know what I mean? There's a eulogy. This shit is never going to stop, I guess. You know what I mean? So we might as well just get comfortable with it. Would you recommend one travel alone to Atlanta? Yes and no. You know, yes and no. Yes, Facts Initiative. We set that off in 2016 in Waterbury. All right. God brought me out there. You know, I'm talking about Brother Heru. You brought us out there. Forever grateful for that demonstration. You feel me? Like that was one for the record books. And like you said earlier in the comments, 2022, we're living out what was spoken of in the Facts Initiative: food, arts, clothing, technology, and shelter. Right? People is out here making, you know, you see so many people planting their own seeds, you know, growing their own food. There's a food crisis on the way. You feel me? People are more knowledgeable about food, like sea moss, elderberry, all of the herbs and whatnot. When it comes to the arts, as you can see with the NFTs and the art game and whatnot, the art shit is exploding. People understand the value of art more so than they did 4 or 5 years ago. Clothing, you see how many, look, shout out to my good brother Jefferson with athletics and whatnot. The clothing shit is going crazy. Everybody's a designer. Technology, that goes without saying. You feel me? Technology. Yes, Lloyd Strahan is a beast. I tried to tell y'all that before. Lloyd Strahan is a monster. We already knew that. I'm glad that y'all found that out. Yeah, shout out to Brother Rich Black Magic 363. Technology, as you can see, the evolution has been digitized. Technology is in the forefront, and it's you know, it's you know, it is what it is. And of course, shelter, right? I'm in Georgia. There are people now buying plots of land. They're making ideas a reality. We didn't see that before. It was speculation. But now you have Hereafter Farms, Somerville. There's people buying up. God damn it, the rappers are buying land and whatnot. And when it comes to shelter, of course, that's real estate. You know what I mean? There's many ways to get it in real estate these days. Airbnb, buy back the block, you know, all of that fly shit. So yes, Facts Initiative is at play. I'm working on the book as we speak. All right. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Let's get it. Shelter is your lane. Yeah. So the thing is, with the Facts Initiative book, what I'm going to be doing is highlighting everybody that are in those fields and whatnot. So you might want to hit the email if you fit into any of those criterias: food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter. Also, finances, arms, the blicky, right? Culture, right? Transportation and strategy, right? So transportation would be like the 18 wheelers. Transportation would be like Toro. Transportations would be like, you know, people that are transporting things. And strategy would be the think tanks. Strategy would be, you know, people who are dealing with survival skills and whatnot. Yeah, hit me up so you could be a part of this this historic book that we putting together. The mental health video was one of your best, fam. I watched it twice. Thank you. A lot of people are saying that they appreciated that that broadcast that we did, right? Why did they not teach us how to astral project or lucid dream as kids? Come on now. You know why they did not, because they wanted to lock us down. They couldn't push the biblical narrative. You couldn't be in elementary school with Christianity. No offense to any Christians that are out there. I'm not taking shots at your religion or your belief system and whatnot. All I'm saying is, the same way that we were in kindergarten and first grade together, then the majority of us in America were Christians. I see that as elementary school. I see that as first grade. You know what I mean? That's ground level information. And the same way that you won't be offended if I speak about kindergarten and then jump right into high school and college, that's the same way you shouldn't be offended when we speak about religion and stuff like that, and especially seeing it where we're at these days, the leaps and the bounds that we've taken. We can't reflect on kindergarten all our lives. You know what I'm talking about? We have to grow our wings. So the programming through not just TV, we touched on this the other day. They hit us through the cartoons. They hit us through the comic books. They hit us through the video games. They hit us through the movies. They hit us through the TV shows. They hit us through the music. You know what I mean? All of these things that are a part of the fantasy industry is where small parcels of the programming were inserted. They didn't have to put it right out there like uncut dope. They was able to step on it and cover it up with other things, subtleties and whatnot, but they were still programming us. So now we are being unprogrammed. You feel me? Now we are being unprogrammed. We're being reprogrammed. Okay? We're being reprogrammed with some facts. With some shit that we could really do in real time. We could prove some shit in real time. We being reprogrammed with the truth. And you can see it. You can see it. You feel me? You can see it. Now, when I say that you can see it, right? Like yesterday, I was at KT the Arch Degrees event in Lithonia at the Black Dot bookstore. And when he had a break, when they took intermission and whatnot, and I was meeting people, right? And then after it was done and everything, and I was able to meet the people and shake people's hands and look at them in their eyes and whatnot, right? And they looking at me in my eyes and whatnot. I could see the information was living in their eyes. I could see that the information is living in their spirit. I could see that they're awakened. You know what I mean? I could see that they have the divine spark and whatnot. Yeah, get them likes up, y'all. So when I see the truth in the people, you know what I mean? Because where else is the truth going to live but in the people? It's not going to live on the internet. It's on the internet, but it's living inside of the people. And they're taking that truth and they're doing things with it, right? Now, on the flip side of that, people are taking what is known as the truth and they're doing fuckery with it, okay? They're doing some fuckery. They're weaponizing the information, okay? They're weaponizing the information and they're using it to hurt people, right? Henceforth, why the video on mental health was hitting a lot of nerves with people and whatnot. Over the weekend, or what Blue Pill calls the strong end, I was able to do a little more deep diving into the Nature Boy situation. I met Nature Boy in 2016 in Harlem. He pulled up, right? He was very adamant about meeting Sinetta that night. But Sinetta had left already. So it was just me and him chopping it up. This was before he ever got on Sinetta TV. Nobody knew about him. He was wearing like bifocals and whatnot. He had his children with him, right? He had whoever his child is, he had him with him. He was very, erratic is the word to describe him. But we was kicking it. You feel me? Like I said, I'm a people person. I'm also a psychologist and a therapist. Standing on 125th Street, you get to deal with all kind of personalities, and you have to learn. You don't have to learn, but me personally, I learned how to deal with people, right? So we was chopping it up and everything, and he was telling me about young Pharaoh. He was like, yo, there's this kid, young Pharaoh. You know, we work together. He's gonna take over, watch and see. You know what I mean? I'm coming for my spot and everything. You know, people get excited when you know they have aspirations to be on YouTube. They have aspirations to be in the eyes of the people. They have aspirations to stand on those stages because there's power on those stages. There's power in front of those on those platforms and whatnot. You know, but I saw, you know what I mean? Like I saw the potential for him to be a little, you know, out there. You know what I mean? He had those signs and whatnot. And remember, this is 6 years ago we talking. So, you know, whatever. He was like, I went to Old Navy with him. He was buying some shit for his children. And he even bought me a little $30 coat. You know what I mean? I tried to turn it down, but he was like, here, brother, I want to gift you with this. And I was like, all right, cool. Whatever. You know what I mean? So fast forward to when he popped up on Sinetta's couch, right? Because like I said before, when it came to Harlem on 125th Street, we saw all kind of people hopping out their cars. People used to fly with their whole family from places like Canada. You know what I mean? All of the 50 states. We met people from the UK. I forged relationships with people from the UK and all of that. You feel me? I forged relationships with people from Africa just by being out there and being, you know, a statesman, being a spokesman for the House of Consciousness and, you know, for what it is that we was out there doing. You know what I mean? People used to run up to us and just be like, yo, I want to get on. You know what I mean? I want to get on. You know what I mean? I got this information I want to share with the people. You feel me? But it was like, you know, if you want to get on, you got to put yourself on. You feel me? You just can't get on like that. That don't work like that. You gotta put yourself on. You gotta get a Buzzington. Like the people gotta be requesting you and shit like that. Fast forward to about 3 or 4 months after that, he winds up on Sinetta's couch. Right? I don't know if Sinetta vetted him. I don't know if he vetted young Pharaoh at that point. I just know that they wound up on the couch and you know, they was on and popping ever since then, right? But I know that Pharaoh had came with his own audience. He already had a following on Facebook under the name Sandra Bland, right? Anyway. So this weekend I went down a rabbit hole and I was able to become more familiar with his movement over the past few years because I wasn't paying attention to him. I just had heard some shit that had me like, yeah, I'm never going to really pay attention to him because we not on the same frequency and we damn sure ain't doing the same things. So, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? But the shit that I just saw this weekend, my niggas, like, come on, fam. You know, come on, fam. This is what was going on. This is what this is what they've been letting fly in this community. And it goes back to the conversation that I've been saying about mental health. Like narcissistic personality disorder has run rampant before Nature Boy showed up. It's not just him, bro. You know what I mean? He was able to do what he was able to do because anybody who steps back and takes a fucking peek at this community and the egos that have been running wild for more than a decade and whatnot, and the shit that people have been getting away with, they gonna be like, yo, I could get off in this shit. You know what I'm talking about? I could act a fucking fool up in here and nobody is gonna check me like that. Nobody gonna check me. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. And that's exactly what's been going on. Like I said in the video, in my humble opinion, consciousness died in 2016. You know, or what was known as the conscious community. It has turned into something different, right? Because when the new crop of teachers or the new crop of personalities, when we brought the paradigm shifters to the forefront, that wasn't the conscious community. Brother Ben X, Derek Grace, 19 Keys, Rizza Islam, Billionaire PA, Pop Darby. None of them was considered to be conscious community. They didn't come through no kind of conscious. They wasn't on YouTube. They wasn't in Harlem. They don't represent that. They wasn't a part of that. So that shit was it was a dub from that point. It was a dub from that point. You know what I'm talking about? That wasn't the conscious community. That was something completely different. You feel me? That's why we wasn't incorporating them into the community like that. They're different. They're they come from a different place. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know the name for it right now. I really don't. You know what I'm talking about? I really don't, but that's when that shit ended, bro. In my humble opinion, that's when it met us. When Dr. Sabi made transition in August of 2016, that was the beginning of the end. That's just from my vantage point. And like I said, if you was out there with me in Harlem, if you was out there behind the scenes with me, if you was on the front lines, then we could have a conversation and you would probably understand what I'm saying. But that's when that shit started to die. You feel me? That's when it started to die. It hit a crescendo, right? An apex, and then it began to descend very fast, right? I don't know what this shit is that we're watching these days. I don't know what to call it. I don't know the name of it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't necessarily say that Young Pharaoh or Nature Boy would be considered the conscious community. If they are, they would be considered a new iteration of it. It would be the new class, similar to how freshmen and sophomores, juniors, and seniors come through. That's how it is, right? I saw Nature's Boy demonstration. That's pimping. Well, that's gorilla pimping, right? That ain't regular pimping, my genius. That's not, that is not pimping. You know what I mean? That's some other type of shit. That's some other type shit. He had niggas rubbing his feet, fam. I think they were sucking his toes. Like, we're seeing homoeroticism at levels that I've never seen before. We've seen some moist shit that I never thought that I would see before. This shit crazy, bro. This shit crazy. You know what I'm talking about? And they got followings. And there's nothing wrong with that because, people out here, it don't surprise me. You been on a train lately? You been in the mall lately? You feel me? I mean, the streets is upside down. So to get a following of people, the more erratic you are, shit, that you could that's the more bigger your following could become. It's bigger than the weed they smoking. God damn it. It can't be the weed because God, Lord had mercy. That ain't just the weed, fam. That's the water. That's the soap they using. You feel me? That's the sneakers that they wearing. You talk about? It's more than just the weed. Even though the GMO weed is definitely, I'm seeing it affect a lot of people that I know. I'm seeing it affect people. However, the shit that I'm seeing is bigger than the weed. We have to talk about demon possessions. We have to talk about spiritually transmitted diseases, right? We have to talk about shit like that. I'm seeing something I'm seeing it's almost like something is mounting these brothers. I'm calling spirit possession. But I'm also calling the fact that both of those brothers disrespected the elders. Nature Boy disrespected Dr. Sabi when he first came out. He said something very derogatory. And I believe Pharaoh disrespected Bobby Hemmett, right? In front of thousands of people. So, you know, going back to what we initially said about on the last show or two, nothing gets past the ancestors. Nothing gets past the ancestor realm at the end of the day. You may think that you sliding through shit, but nothing, everything is getting checked. There's a checks and balances that's taking place that y'all might not realize because you be forgetting shit. You be forgetting shit and you don't realize how much of a, you know what I mean? You don't realize how much of, you know, and to be honest with you, I don't want to say this to make nobody feel like, oh, you can't badmouth or you can't talk crazy about anybody in this community. Because at the end of the day, if the ancestors was out here throwing thunderbolts at niggas that was talking crazy, nigga, I would be probably talking to two people in the chat room right now. You know, that's something that came with the new generation, with the hip hop generation of consciousness. Niggas came in like '08 and they was just completely disrespectful of the master teachers. I mean, I don't even want to revisit that shit, but the master teachers for at one moment they was kind of nervous for a minute because they thought it was a full out coup d'etat. Niggas was coming in here talking greasy against the master teachers, and they still doing it to this day. Not in their face though, but on the internet. You know what I mean? In front of people who can't reach out and touch them and whatnot. What I would say though is it is deeper than just disrespecting them. What was told to me, right? What was told to me is that one of the most egregious sins that you could commit in this community is the abuse of power, right? That's one of the most egregious offenses that you could commit is the what you call it, when you abuse your power, right? When you abuse your power. So when you abuse your power, because power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? So you're given the power because you have the minds and the hearts of the people who are following you almost blindly sometimes. Some of these followers and listeners on YouTube, they looking up to some of these teachers as big bro. They'll call you big bro, right? They're calling niggas uncle and unk and whatnot, right? So yes, even Sister Myra said it in Brother Richard's show on 3 occasions. I heard her say it, right? She did about 3 different shows, and on each show, she reiterated that the abuse of power is the number one sin spiritually, right? So I would ask anybody that's out there who's familiar with this situation, right? Has power been abused in this brother's case? I don't want to, you know what I mean? I'm talking about the brother Nature Boy at the end of the day. Has he abused his power based off of what we've seen? I would say that he most definitely took full advantage, right, of these unsuspecting, these are little girls. I'm looking at their videos. This is Peach Fuzz. These is little girls that I'm looking at. These ain't no women's. These not women. These are young women. They mad frail. You could look at them and be like, they have not experienced life. They're impressionable. They horny. You feel me? They want to belong. They like runaways. So it's like in situations like that, right? Yeah, attention is the new currency. He rose up during the attention economy, right? When it wasn't about integrity anymore. It was about followers. It was a numbers game. That's what it turned into. How many people do I have blindly following me? How many people do I have watching me? How many eyeballs are stuck onto me? How many people do I have that I could retain? Retention rate. I know his retention rate was crazy because you can't turn away from the car accident. That's called bottlenecking and whatnot. You can't just swivel your neck on on weirdo shit. You got to have a strong will to turn shit like that off. Like, wait, niggas is sucking his toes. Oh, nah, I'm out. You know, people get off on shit like that. You feel me? Voyeurism. They want to watch. Voyeurism. They want to watch. And that nigga's ego got stroked like he was at an Asian motherfucking massage parlor. They were stroking that ego. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm not going to get too much into the whole situation. All I know, for the family that don't know, the brother got locked up in Georgia. You know what I mean? On a dirty, you know, they hit him with a felony for the big R. And they hit him with some other charges, revenge porn and some other shit. And he'll be home soon, you know, more than likely, you know, because this is not the first time that the brother got caught up and caught in the jaws of the law, you know. But you know, it's a question that we have to ask, like, who is responsible for policing, you know, or is that even something that's even possible at the end of the day? Is that even possible? You know what I mean? Somebody said his wife is a transformer. Yeah, I can't. It's too much going on. You know what I'm talking about? It's too much going on. Like, you know, it's too much. You feel me? It's too much. Um, he did what? You said he cited the twin pillars 2 weeks ago. Don't do that. He had pulled up on Clubhouse, and we was doing a show on divine. This is ironically enough, we were doing a show on divine mathematics. This is before I heard of anything called the three God. Yes, and also yes, that's very true. That he caught the radar of them peoples because the subway shooter in New York made a video about him. He made a video about a few of these dudes in the community. I think it was Umar. He made a video about Homie too. You feel me? So his name is entangled in a lot of the BS and whatnot. But you know, it's a lot of people catching charges these days. You know, when I was coming up, if you caught a charge, that it was a wrap. You know what I mean? Some of the charges these niggas are catching, if you caught a charge back in 2012 for a dirty dick charge, you was finished. Like there wasn't no coming back from that. They weren't even waiting for the verdict. They was just going to disconnect you from the community. You was going to get outcasted. You know? So he pulled up on Clubhouse and was like, yo, Red Pill, do you remember me? I was like, nah. You want to see Red Pill's Ride or Die Squad? I'm sure you do. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you would love to see who I got under mind control, right? You want to see my rollout? You want to see you want to see my lineup and whatnot? You know what I'm talking about? You want to see who I got on Snapchat? And be like, yo, lay down. All right, take my shoes off. Start rubbing on these corns. So he was on Clubhouse. It was me, AA, Rashid, Blue, a few other people. And I think he might have been embarrassed and whatnot by some of the responses that he was getting. So I don't know. You know. Yeah, man. It's a lot of shit going on out here, man. It's a lot of shit, and I would say that what you're seeing is lessons. These L's are lessons and whatnot. You know, it's something to basically learn from. You feel me? It's basically something to learn from. You feel me? Like we all have to learn from the mistakes of others and things like that. You feel me? We definitely have to learn from the mistakes of others, but I'm not gonna, you could tell from my face and you could tell from my tone that this is something that I really don't want to talk about. Um, However, it's one of those topics that, should be addressed because it's dealing with mental health, right? And the aspect of mental health is that other people are being affected. When you watch these videos, because people are following, think about this. Some people just came into consciousness in 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20. These are teenagers, 18, 19, 20 years old, right? And people got issues. Some people coming out of abusive situations. Some people are coming out of situations where, they have childhood issues and whatnot. Some people are coming in here, coming out of the church and whatnot. The church abused them. They've been lied to, right? So, born majesty, you saw this community turn to complete shit. Right? I did too. Um, and when you follow somebody, right? When you following somebody and that person gives you a red pill, right? Meaning that this is the person that woke you up. This is the person that you give accreditation to for saving your life, right? This is the person that basically unplugged you from the matrix. This is the person who gave you your divine spark. This is the person that opened up your eyes. This is the person that you think about. When you think about consciousness, this person, you can't escape the fact that your earlier teachings come from said person. So if that's the case, if your teacher who you look up to takes a falls from grace, oh how the mighty have fallen. That's what they say, right? If the person that you look up to falls from grace, how does that affect your mental health, right? How does that affect you personally? You put your girlfriend onto this nigga. You was even saying his name around your mama. You done put your coworkers onto this person. You was running around like this person was hot, the hottest thing since motherfucking cocoa bread. That's what you was doing. Some people have sold all of their belongings to be around some of these people and follow their quote unquote movements. So my thing is, it's not about the teachers per se. It's about the audience. It's about their followers. What goes on in the minds, in the hearts and the minds of the followers who have been let down, right? And they have to witness some of their quote unquote heroes or their big bros, like they call them, or father figures, right? Fall apart mentally and spiritually before their very own eyes. Is that something that you could just easily let go and walk away from and be like, I'm good? I don't put that much stock in that person anyway. You feel me? I was just here for the information.
right? And we know that that's not necessarily how this shit goes in these days and times that we live in. There's something called a cult of personality worship, right? There's something called a cult of personality worship, right? And a cult of personality worship is stronger today than it was during the days of Marilyn of Charles Manson, and in the days of who's this other guy, Jim Jones and whatnot, drinking the Kool-Aid. You have Twitter, you have Instagram, you have Facebook groups, you have YouTube, you got email. You got people being able to go live and broadcast the same way that you was able to go live on TV. Imagine if Jim Jones and Mara and Charles Manson was able to go live to thousands of people back in their days. They didn't have access to broadcast systems and shit like that. Like, you could pull your phone out and go live and talk to thousands of people in real fucking time. We live in a different day and time. So this is just the beginning of what you see as the cults. It's not going to stop. This is the beginning of the cults. The cults will not die. This is cult 2.0. You just seeing the beginning of that shit with Nature Boy. I promise you. This is the beginning of it. It's not going to stop, because narcissistic personality disorder is something that a lot of people are suffering from. And with the advent of the internet and social media, that shit is not necessary. We fake frowning on it right now, frowning upon it. It's not frowned upon. You frowning upon it, but it's not necessarily frowned upon, because to be honest with you, narcissistic personality disorder is being carefully ingrained into a lot of people's, regular lives. The ex-president, Donald Trump, affected the whole world with his NPD. Okay? And delusions of grandeur and whatnot. You could get on the internet and say you talk to, oh yeah, I was on Saturn last night talking to Michael Jackson. We was drinking, we was drinking some motherfucking Ace of Spades and whatnot. And he was telling me about Quincy Jones. You got people that could just say anything. And y'all, because I guess women don't think with the logical brain, y'all be like, Ashe, that's what's up, right? Y'all
To this day.
Nigga could say anything.
To this day.
The more outlandish it seems, is the more people will listen to you. So people fleecing their following, people being able to take sexual advantage of the women that are like, giving them that type of energy, people who are going to push that polyamorous shit, and polygamy and whatnot. I need 8 wives to hold me down. I'm God to this day. That shit ain't going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? Don't let a nigga pop up in Dubai, because y'all seen niggas pop up in the forest and whatnot with their shirts off. And I get it, ladies. You know what I'm talking about? It was a long day of Pilates or yoga. You feel me? Y'all drinking the smoothie, you go on internet, and then you see a nigga with his shirt off, and he's in the tropics. And you're like, interesting. You know what I'm talking about? That's different. You know what I mean? Don't let a nigga pop up in Dubai or you know what I mean? Don't let a nigga pop up in the deserts of Egypt and he's like, yeah, I'm starting a movement out here. You know what I'm talking about? I got a few tents, you know what I mean? And I want y'all to come and fill them up. People are gonna move around. They're gonna move around. They're gonna move around. So the days of the cult of personality worship and whatnot, we've only seen the beginning of it. You feel me? We've only seen the beginning of it. So what we have to do, or not what we have to do, but the best way to combat anything of that nature is to study narcissistic personality disorder. Look for the motherfucking traits. Study delusions of grandeur and all of these quote unquote sicknesses that people have, so you can identify, when you see it, because it's not hard to mix falsehood with truthhood. It's not hard to mix the teachings of the master teachers like the Dr. Delberts, the Dr. Clarks and Benz and whatnot. People are mixing, like they remixing shit. They're taking parcels and pieces of European information that you find on YouTube University. They're tapping into the gurus, the Indian guru information. They're tapping into the master teachers in the metaphysical realms, and then they're coming up with their own hodgepodge of their information, and people are buying into it because you don't know how to discern. You probably just got into this shit brand new. You don't even know the names of everybody. You don't know who's who. You don't know who knows who doesn't know who. You don't know. And I don't, I'm not here to judge anybody, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like somebody said, you seeking outside of themselves. They seeking outside of themselves. So one of the main things that was brought up, I brought this up on many occasions, is that when we leave religion and we get into what is known as the schools of thought and knowledge, there's an aspect of religion that we have to leave behind. And the aspect of religion that we have to leave behind is the whole savior complex, right? Because when you leave religion and you get into what is known as the knowledge of self and whatnot, there is no savior in here. There is no savior. There is no Jesus figures. There's no Jesus figures. You feel me? That's what's not really explained. And I don't think it's iterated, because you come into the community and you meet these teachers, right? You meet these teachers. And I've said it before, when I was in college, right? I was amused by the information that the professors had, but I wasn't enamored to the point where I wanted to follow them home and see what was in their refrigerator. I wanted to meet the women or the men that they were or who they were married to. I didn't care about who they were dating. I didn't worry about none of that. I would just got the information. I kept it moving when the bell rang to the next class, right? So when it comes to consciousness or knowledge of self, these teachers that you are meeting, who have great personalities, by the way, you know what I mean? They have very great personality, magnetic personalities. That some of these people, when they're orators, right? They're griots and orators, like a Dr. Sabi, who's a griot, has a personality that draws you in. Some people can't help but to look at this person like they're greater than them, right? And that's something that at the end of the day, you can't blame that on the teacher. The teacher the teacher comes with a level of, there's a skill set in teaching. Okay. There's a skill set that you have to have in order to even teach. So if they exude this skill set is people are beginning to what? They're beginning to look at these people like they are their leaders. Right? They look at them like they are their leaders. Right? And by doing that, and I would say this, some of these teachers want to be your leader. And some of them have said, I'm not going to be your leader, so do not look at me as your leader. Fortunately for me and my brother, when we got into the business, right? When we got into consciousness, we was fortunate enough that we didn't come into consciousness during a phase where people was like, follow me. You know what I mean? There wasn't even that conversation about followers, because this was pre-social media. My master teachers was like, yo, don't follow me. That shit hurt me. I was in the audience like, what are you talking about? I'm here to follow. And they was like, don't follow me. I'm not worthy of being followed. You feel me? I'm not worthy of being followed. I don't want you to look at me like I'm your leader. That's what Bobby said. That's even what Phil said. Even Dr. Sabi was like, I'm a piece of shit. I need healing. I'm a healer that needs healing. Don't follow me. Just listen to what's being said and you work on yourself. That's what they were saying to us. And it kind of helped us look at ourselves and whatnot. And we was like, shit, if we can't follow you, then who the fuck do we follow? Fast forward to where we at today, you follow yourself. You follow your higher self. You follow your intuition. And you give credit where credit is due, because I'm not following my master teachers, but I'm standing on their shoulders and I'll go to war for them, right? Because of the love that I have for them, right? The same way that I go to war for my parents. You feel me? The same way that I go to war for one of the homies and whatnot, you know? So it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. Keep in mind, you're talking to brothers who don't have a father, who might have lost their bigger brother in the street wars and whatnot, whose uncle or brother or father may be doing life. There's all stories that I hear. You got sisters out here who don't have a mama figure, who don't have a father figure, who don't have a sisterhood or a brotherhood. So it's only right that when they get into these situations and there's somebody out there who has a magnetic personality and whatnot, and they draw them in with their words and they draw them in with their information. Remember, sapiosexuality, sapiosexuals, women that are attracted to intellect. They become enamored sometimes with the intellect of the teacher and want to take it a step further and things of that nature. You know what I mean? They want to get to know them more. So there's some teachers that take advantage of that, right? There's some teachers that take advantage of that. They know this and they take advantage of that. But what I saw, oh yes, of course. I'm not just saying women, men are sapiosexuals as well. Let me clear that up. Men are sapiosexuals as well, who fall head over heels for the intellect that the women possess, right? It's happened to me. Right? So that's real. It's happened to me. You know, but we got to catch ourselves, right? It's nothing wrong with getting to know one of your teachers or a professor more than just, you know, the lectures and whatnot. Nobody said that that's a crime. It's nothing wrong with that. You have every right to do whatever you want to do, right? I'm talking about the masses. I'm talking about the collective. I'm talking about the fact that, you know, people are out here, you know, following every single word, every single deed, they living vicariously through their teachers, right? As if they don't have a life. I remember early 2008 and 9, people would come around and it almost sounded like they was a ventriloquist, because they would be parakeeting verbatim the motherfuckers on YouTube. They be in Harlem just walking around parakeeting niggas. And I'd be like, fam, you out here jacking bars, nigga. That's not your bars. Like, that's not your original thought. You know what I mean? Like, you sounding like you're sounding like a fucking clone. And then it just spiraled out of control from that point. People is walking and talking. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Like, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to smudge. And I'm just pointing it out. You know? Dudes on YouTube do it still. You know, my thing is, how could we separate the cult of personality, right? Because I promise you, the water is already muddied. I'm just talking shit right now. You know what I'm talking about? It's too late. The water is already muddied. Okay. The cults of personality worship. The minute they threw that shit on Facebook or Instagram that said follow and you became a follower, that has implications to it. Okay. That has implications to it. You know, you're somebody's follower. You know, you're somebody's follower. You're not a leader. You're somebody's follower. You're hanging on to their information and you're hanging on to, they're telling you what to eat and how to dress and all of this crazy shit. How, Sway? They put a lot of power in a lot of people's hands. So, you know, we are just going to pay attention to what's going on. We're gonna take a litmus test of what we see going on. You know, the shit looks crazy from where I'm sitting from my vantage point. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not going to paint this whole community with that brush. Not gonna do that. What I'm not gonna do is get all belligerent and start acting like, you know, this community, this community, y'all, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna talk down on nobody. It's not worth it. It's not even worth it. It is what it is. We all here learning. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is above the next man or woman. We really still in school. The shit that you seeing going on, that's school, my niggas. You feel me? What did you learn? If you was living vicariously through one of these niggas who show that they wear Ronald McDonald shoes and they fucking clowns and whatnot, what did you learn? The same shit that you learned when you brought that bird ass nigga in your house thinking that he was a viable fucking suitor to be your boyfriend and found out that this nigga likes to get his toes sucked and he's mad lame. You found out that the next time around you have to utilize the art of discernment because it doesn't matter. There is no victims in this shit. There is no victims in this because if you don't learn, they're gonna send another one of these charlatans at you, and this time, this nigga's gonna be a collection of all of your fucking master teachers that you out here dick riding and whatnot. It's gonna be like Voltron. He's gonna be like Serpentor. He's gonna be a collection of the DNA of all of the goofy niggas that you've been following all of these years, wasting your time. The key is to get the information. You could get the information. You could support the teachers. You could get their information. But the best way that I would say to approach this is the same way that I was sharing with you that I would approach college, right? That I would get the information from the professors who represent different schools of thought and knowledge, right? And I would kind of lay off of the cult of personality worship. You feel me? I would kind of step back from worshiping or living vicariously through a human being who may be more flawed than I am, right? Because, you know, if you're going to follow somebody vicariously, you have to accept them for their flaws and whatnot, for their perfections and their imperfections. However, some of the behavior that I'm seeing exhibited through some of these quote unquote these personalities and whatnot, it's a little bit more than just imperfections. You feel me? There's red flags. I mean, the flags that I see going off is it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. You know, become your own master teacher. Become your own leader. You know, become your own quote unquote boss. And don't put too much stock in the wrong things. What if you were able to put stock in you personally? And it sounds good. It's easier said than done because a lot of people may not believe in themselves, granted. But what if you were to put the stock in yourself and not necessarily in anybody else, but you look at yourself as the master? You look at yourself as the one who is worthy of following and living vicariously through. It's like I said, it sounds easier than it's actually done, but you can do that. You could definitely do that. And that's not to say that, that it's impossible, because I promise you, like I said, the master teachers, some of these elders, like I've been watching Brother Rich's channel and other channels as well, and he's been rolling out a lot of the elders, right, who some of them have been forgotten about, right, and some people have never even heard of them in their lives. I mean, they deserve a lot of praise and credit for what it is that they represent, their superpowers. They have some powers that you can't necessarily duplicate. Some of these elders are like walking libraries, right? And I feel like they should be appreciated by the student body, right? But at the end of the day, when it comes to appreciation, right? If they have a book, buy it. If they selling a course, buy it. If they're doing an event, support it. You don't got to give niggas foot massages. I don't think that that's what they're looking for in the twilight years of their lives. I don't think that they're looking for foot massages and people to suckle their big toe and whatnot. I don't think you need all of that. You don't have to go that far. Appreciation, sock it to their pocketry. You know what I mean? Support their legacy, support their products and whatnot. Especially if they speak to you and they have the solutions to something that you need in your journey, and then keep it moving. And everybody likes to get checked on every now and then. Is everything okay? Are you all right, my good brother? Are you all right? Is there anything I could do for you? Is there anything I could get for you? Happy birthday. You know what I mean? I'm sending my condolences. All of that social shit that goes on when people are going through stuff or they're celebrating things. We should be there for each other like that. But we don't have to play the savior mentality type shit. Like, nobody's coming to fucking save you. There is no Jesuses walking around this community. Niggas are wearing the sandals, but they not Jesus. Don't fall for that one. You know what I'm talking about? So I'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? I'll leave it at that. I don't really, you know what I mean? Like, it's not much to be said that hasn't already been said, right? Like, a lot of these niggas is crazy. You know what I mean? A lot of niggas is crazy. I'm crazy. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of these teachers is kind of like loose. Like, they got screws that are loose. A lot of people need healing. You feel me? I'm on a healing journey. A lot of people need healing. So it's like we got to heal and we got to teach at the same time sometimes. Like, that's not the easiest task and whatnot to do. You got to hold it all together because you in a spotlight. You on a stage. You on a world stage, my nigga. That ain't the easiest thing to do. Some of these brothers that you see falling apart, I remember when their egos got shattered. And I've said this before on the show and whatnot, because I was able to see, the debates, and I was able to see, a lot of people come and go in this community, rise and fall and whatnot. And I always said that, when your ego gets destroyed in front of the people, two things happen. You either take it out on the people or you heal and you become stronger. And what I saw with my own two eyes was some people who had great intentions when they started out. but their egos got bruised. And the way that they were able to heal that is they became egomaniacs. They didn't sit down and heal. You feel me? They didn't humble themselves. They didn't heal from that. The egg got cracked. The ego got bruised and whatnot. So as a result of that, they was like, the people got to pay for that. And then they start going in on, they start robbing, fleecing, pillaging the village. And I guess that's what helped their ego and whatnot. I guess that's what fed their egos and whatnot. I guess that was their band-aids and shit like that, to make other people suffer so they didn't have to suffer anymore, because their egos took a whooping on them stages and whatnot in front of the whole community. This was people that was getting washed up in the debates. This was people that were getting washed up on YouTube. This was people that were getting embarrassed and whatnot because niggas was getting their pants pulled down, you know what I mean? And embarrassed in front of the whole audience. I'm just using literal terms, but you know what I mean. That's why I was like, that thing right there wasn't for everybody. That wasn't for to be in front of the people and be debating and fighting with, weaponizing information against the next man and whatnot, or going up against organizations and shit like that. And you didn't have all of your shit together. Mm-mm. It had ramifications. It had ramifications. And I promise you, I seen it in real time. Seen it in real time, you know? So what you reap is what you sow. Feel me? You got to be very mindful of disrespecting people who came before you, because your card is going to get pulled one day too. You may be on your high horse, you may be on your pedestal, but you're going to fall off that shit one day. You know what I mean? And on the way down, you're going to see people who you shitted on the way up. And that's what we seeing. You can't just sit around and talk crazy about people who done put in work to get you here. That's a level of disrespect that I never could understand. So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? The community is like cryptocurrency or the stock market. It's gonna correct itself. It's gonna correct itself, and we're in the throes of a correction right now. 2021 was the year of exposure, and 2022 is the year of disclosure. You know, so yeah, we sending out love. We sending out higher vibrations to all of the parties that have been affected. We sending out love and light to everybody in this movement and whatnot who basically need a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of finger pointing and shit like that, and people laughing at downfalls, and they're just sitting back watching the shit show. But there's some of us who are like, yo, whoever's gonna need healing, we're gonna send them that energy, because I could definitely look, from where I could look in the window and tell it's a lot of people that need healing in all of these situations. In all of these situations. And for the ones that are coming, the new freshmen that are coming into this thing here, for the new freshmen, there's somebody in the audience right now that want to step on these stages and want to get into the limelight or the spotlight and whatnot. Pace yourself, right? Just pace yourself and look and learn from the mistakes of the ones who fell on their face and whatnot. Don't hop into the shit thinking you gotta be like the next person, or you gotta do what this person did, or you gotta follow this man's blueprint. Create your own shit. Create your own shit. You dig? So with that being said, let's end that part and let's talk about DJ K Slay real quick, right? Okay. So we're gonna switch gears. Young Marcus. Yo, it's been a minute since I seen Young Marcus. Shout out to Young Marcus, wherever he's at. That was my guy right there. All right. So, on this show, when I get on my reminiscent shit, you know what I mean? And I give, I give New York its flowers when I talk about hip hop from a vantage point of somebody who basically, seen it and was there. The tunnel era, the mixtape era, the bad boy era, the Rockefeller era, Rough Riders era, DJ Clue era. Now, one of the eras, one of the eras that that I speak on is the quote unquote mixtape era. And I talk about DJ Clue a lot because he was one of the pioneers in the early mixtape runs, like 93, 94, before he got signed to Rockefeller. 95, that was that dude right there, right? You had Doo-Wop, SNS, and a few other mixtape, but nobody did what DJ Clue did, in my humble opinion, right? Before DJ Drama, no offense to DJ Drama with the Gangsta Grills, but nigga, Cluminati all day. Cluminati, my nigga. Now, going into like 99, this is the DMX era, right? This is the Rough Rider shit. This is when New York went back to the gritty shit, right? One of the DJs that started making mad noise, right? Yeah, Desert Storm. One of the DJs that started making a lot of noise and shit was my good brother DJ K Slay from the Bronx, right? Old school, right? Old school, reminded me of a lot of old school dudes that you don't see no more, a lot of the dinosaurs and shit. And DJ K Slay introduced us to Papoose, right? DJ K Slay introduced us to, I think before even Smack DVD with the battle rap and whatnot, the Drama King was pushing battle rappers and shit like that. Like the Drama King was he was a staple in New York radio, right? He brought a lot of the grittiness back to New York through the radio and shit like that. And when I heard that he had C19 a few months ago, I was concerned, right? I was concerned. However, I didn't hear anything else about him, right? I didn't hear anything else about him. And I was still somewhat concerned. And today, when I woke up, I got the news that the brother made transition and whatnot. And he had what is called long COVID. You know what I mean? I don't know if he was in the hospital all of these months or if he went home. I got to do more research and whatnot. But, if he was there for all of those months, you already know what that is. You know what I mean? So the brother put mad people on. Before there was an Instagram, a Fashion Nova, and other places where the baddies could show off their bodies, it was K Slay giving them a lot of their fucking first shots on his magazine, Straight Stunting and all of that. Remember that? Remember that? You said that he died by the numbers? Okay, I'm sure he did. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure he did. Yes, matter of fact, he got this. He got the Jabbington. Okay, he got the Jabbington. So there's a long list, right, of people who got the Jabbington who's made transition over this 2022, and they're not really talking about it. However, you know, it's gonna have to be talked about eventually. They can't keep dodging, they can't keep hiding, they hide in their hands and shit like that. They can't do that for long. It's gonna come out, right? So yes, he was one of those who got caught up. I believe, you know, Hank Aaron, DMX. There's a few people on these lists that may transition and they sweep it under the rug. They don't want to have that conversation. The family is embarrassed sometimes. They don't want to have that talk. Yeah. Yeah, that part. You know? Weak heart. Sub-Zero, yeah. Buffy the Body. Yeah, wasn't he? Then he popped Buffy the Body? It was after Buffy the Body came out, it was a wrap. It was a landslide after that. She just started replicating herself like a gremlin. You know what I mean? You start seeing Buffy's popping up everywhere. I remember before Buffy the Body, it was a fucking drought. It was a drought. You know? Yeah, make sure y'all get y'all tickets too. You know what I mean? Real quick, a commercial. April 30th, y'all. April 30th, we're gonna have Alkebalon on Thursday, so he could present to you what we're gonna be bringing with the illustrious illumination and whatnot. April 30th. I might even get in on. I might open up and talk about the narcissistic personality disorder, along with a few things. But you know, the 30th is a minute from now, and the way that these events go, the minute we announce it, all kind of shit start going on, and you know what I mean. The news cycle just starts switching up, and the narrative switches. So you know, I'm going to be patient with it. I'm going to see how this news cycle goes. But yeah, this is coming up on the 30th. This is going to be big right here. You already know what Akibalon does with the information and how he brings it. Is it in person? No, it's on KTLUniversity.com. I believe our first in-person lecture will be next month in May. Stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing something in person in May. You dig? That's gonna be fire. So we'll return to doing in-person lectures. Like I said yesterday, when I went to see KT the Arts degree, it felt good. The building was packed. Nobody had masks on and shit like that. You know what I mean? It felt like the back in the days. So you know that's a feeling that I definitely want to go back to. You know, I like doing the online shit, but nothing beats in person. I'm talking about nothing beats in person. Yes, it will be in Atlanta, of course. It will definitely be in Atlanta. Yeah, man. So DJ K Slay, he was he was a pioneer, a graffiti writer, then a real DJ, and then a mixtape pioneer, and then he got into the whatchamacallit. He got into the modeling and shit like that, helping to get these sisters, who were very voluptuous and things of that nature, who weren't necessarily being looked at by by the traditional casting directors and shit like that. So he gave them a lot of shine and whatnot. He gave them a lot of quote unquote outlets in order to express their beauty and shit like that. So salute to him. Salute to him. Yeah. And pay attention because they're going to try to bring a little bit of the fear campaign back with this whole Jabbington and whatnot. So I'm seeing certain stories beginning to develop, and I'm just looking at it with the side eye like, really? That's what you're trying to do? You know what I'm talking about? And he was there for the independent artists in ways that no other DJ that I know of this day that had as much clout as he did goes hard for both the independent artists and also the artists that are quote unquote not signed to the majors anymore, they get looked over, like the Source Monies of the world, Mob Style. I mean, he had a song with 100 rappers on it. Remember? Does anybody remember that? Came out last year. He had 100 rappers. He did another one with 200 rappers, and I was like, yo, who do I contact, because I want to get on that, and I didn't, I wasn't able to get on that. So you know what I mean? He got legendary shit that he done did and whatnot, man. So rising power to Fred the Godson, rising power to my good brother, the drama king DJ K Slade. Shout out to the BX and whatnot. You know what I mean? And he was a 5%er. Yeah, he was with the knowledge of self. He was with the knowledge of self. They want you to get a second booster, right? See, they starting to bring the fuckery back. So on this moon that we under right now, we got to do a little bit of manifestations and whatnot. We have to do some affirmations and push that energy. This is the Libra, this is the scales, this is the pink moon. We can't allow anything to tip the scales that it's not in our favor and whatnot. So we got to deal with divine balance. You know what I mean? You was talking about those watch rappers. Yeah, I was talking about them niggas is washed. Some of them is washed. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, some of them is washed. You know? Elon just bought Twitter, basically opened up for Trump and more, his campaign on the aftermath. Yeah, I'll look out for that. Sex, money, murder gang, 41 arrested in Florida's year long. Oh, let me see the article for that. I want to read that. Let me see the article for that. I definitely want to read that. I didn't even know they had sex, money, murder in Florida. The moon energy is strong between that and the solar flares. Yeah, shit is going down, yo. It's going down. So the new Kendrick album is coming out next month. It's called Mr. Modest and the Big Steppers, I think. Mr. Modest and the Big Steppers. Yeah, you already know, man. I need some Kendrick in my life. I look forward to that. I hope it on Floppington. I really don't. I really need some real strong hip hop. I need a dose of that, of some bars. You know what I mean? But Kendrick just don't bring bars. He brings music. So I'm not going to anticipate anything, though. What I learned is to not anticipate anything and just let it come as it may, because I don't know. 2022 haven't been a strong year for music, in my humble opinion. What music have I listened to that really blew me away? I don't know. I can't really call it. You know what I mean? I can't pull too much. There's nothing that I'm really listening to nonstop on my playlist and shit like that. So, you know what I mean? Maybe he could do his due diligence. Maybe he could do what we've been waiting for. Yes, I know that Cambada has an album coming out. That's gonna be fire. That's gonna be fire. You know what I mean? I think we're finally gonna get some music out. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like I'm getting into artist mode and shit like that. So yeah, we're gonna make some things happen. We're gonna make some things happen. Have you heard about Marvel, Hawkeye Man, Egyptian? No, I haven't heard about that. What's that? Oh yeah, Pusha. Yeah, Pusha T. I'm not a big Pusha T fan. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest Pusha T fan. You know what I mean? I do. At the end of the day, though, his pen is crazy. I just don't believe him. His pen is crazy, though. You know what I mean? He got a great fucking wrist. He got a great pen. But I just, it's hard to buy into the narrative that he's pushing. Yeah, shout out to my guy Ampool. Ampool was coming out too. Yeah, the eclipse is on the 30th, the day of our event. That's one of the reasons why we pushed it to the 30th. so we could tap into that energy. Okay, amp. Okay, they dropping the same day. That's what's up. That's what's up. Lizzie Jeff is dropping on 420. Make sure y'all check out Lizzie Jeff. I believe it's the Diaries of a Rap Priestess Part 2. Part 2. She got some fire. I heard some shit. She about to shake the shit up too. You know. Yeah, he's selling crack music, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do the crack music too much, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do too much. But they did say that this album was going to be more conscious. He lost both of his parents. I'm assuming that he's going to get into some deeper, and if he dives into deeper content, I'm there for him. I don't have a problem with his pen. Like I said, as an artist, his longevity is admirable. I just don't buy into the cocaine luxury raps all the time. You know what I mean? Maybe here and there. I just need substance. He had a seed. He got married. He went through a soft war with Drake. Like, I need substance. I need some more. I need some more footage. I need some substance. That part. You know? Scorpion King. Loading. Yeah, it's loading. Do you recommend foreigners traveling to NYC this summer? Not really. Not really. You go to Atlanta or somewhere. Not really. I'm not, you know. The new Coke rapper is Stove God. You know, it's my guy right there. That's my guy, Stove God. When he was Aaron Cooks, he was signed to Lord Jamal, and I met the brother 2016, right? Matter of fact, at Sinetta's house. Yeah, I mean, 2016. That's my guy right there. You feel me? Yeah, I like his energy. I like what he brings to the table. He got a real off kilter type of flow and shit. Like, his pen is kind of crazy too. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere else to go but to the conscious rappers, I think. You feel me? Oh, Future is dropping too? Okay, when Future dropping? When is Future dropping? Scorpion King. Yeah, Scorpion King was fire. I gotta really tap in order to make a part 2 of that. How do I feel about King Los? Oh, King Los is fire. King Los is a monster, bro. See what I'm talking about? King Los is fire. Yeah, I like Rock. I mean, Rome Streets, Rock Marciano, motherfucking Stove God, Benny, 38 Special. I like 38 Special. His pen is crazy. You know, his cadence and everything. You know, that whole movement is whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they got their little thing going on and shit like that. I will never hate on what they're doing collectively and whatnot. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The Griselda blueprint is that's the more dominant blueprint in the game right now. I feel that's the winning blueprint. They are on top. You feel me? They would be on top when it comes to the blueprint, the merch, the collective, the sound, and the fact that they putting out all of these different artists every other fucking week or every other month. You know what I mean? That's a formula. So if and I've said it before, I would love to see the conscious version of a Griselda kick down the door and use the formula to do what they got to do. Now, y'all know, and I don't have to say it, but y'all know A.A. Rashid's fingerprints are all over Griselda. If you didn't know that, I'm here to let you know he is one of the brains behind, that movement. Okay. Yeah, I like JID. I like his flow. He's cool. You know what I mean? And AA is behind it through West Side Gun, not the other niggas. You know what I mean? He's with he's with the boss. That's why you hear him on every single intro of West Side Gun, because West Side is putting him, he's putting him in the place. Yeah, and it all comes from Planet Asia. Hold on. It all comes from Planet Asia, though. It all comes from Planet Asia. Let's be clear. Planet Asia is the glue that ties all of that shit. Yeah. Stove God was conscious and then he turned to the coke rap. It's a lot of niggas that did that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of niggas that did that. We need more militant rappers. How does that sound? It's been so long. I don't even know how that would sound. I would love to hear a militant rapper that got bars. I gotta hear the Dump Gods. Okay, I'm gonna check them out. Yeah, Mock Homie, Boldy James. That's a lot of them. It's a lot of them running with the God Fahim. It's a lot of them running with Griselda. You know what I mean? It's a lot of them running with Griselda. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if dudes don't come together in this community to put music out and use that formula, how they gonna win? How they gonna win? You know what I'm saying? How they gonna win? You can't win broken up in this shit right now. You can't win if you're not moving like a machine. I don't think that you're gonna be able to win singularly. You feel me? Like, Cambada to me is the premier artist out of the whole bunch, and that's who needs to be. You know what I mean? He should get pushed like the premier artist. You know what I'm talking about? He should definitely get pushed. You know? Did I hear the Dreamville project? Yeah. I liked it. It was cool. You know? Pop Smoke was militant. You feel like that? You feel like that? We need more substance rap. Oh man. Cyrock, of course. You know what I mean? She is indeed one of the top. You know what I mean? She's on top. And when I say that, I mean she's on top of her game. When you have artists that are conditioned and you watch them in concert and you could tell that they on some superstar shit, that they're molded, that they've been molded through repetition and whatnot, you got to give it up. Like I told her when I seen her last, I was like, I'm looking at a fucking superstar. Like, you've become a superstar before my very own eyes. So it's like, we need to push that. We need to push that. We need a machine behind them to push that. You know what I'm saying? Vince Staples. What up with Vince Staples? Londrell. Yeah, I like Londrell. Londrell. You know what I mean? My whiz called him Moist. I got upset with her. Like, come on now. What you talk about? Londrell is cool. I like Londrell. They got Londrell in every single conscious store that you in Atlanta. Anywhere that you go in where it's consciousness, if it's a food spot or a fucking a Reiki spot or whatever, there's Londrell on the radio. You know what I'm saying? The Hebrew Israelites got some righteous raps. Oh shit, I didn't even know that. Ooh, I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I would love to hear some Hebrew Israelite bars. He said ASAP Rocky stopped making music. Yeah, that nigga making babies with a billionaire. How about that? He like, I ain't rapping right now. I'm building this trust fund with this billionaire shorty right here with the forehead. Like, yeah, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back. '90s underground is being tapped right now. Yeah, you know, that whole sound, the Griselda sound is the '90s sound, allegedly. You know what I mean? Who you think is a better, whose pen is better, Conway or Benny the Butcher out of Griselda? Whose pen is better? I want to hear from y'all. Whose pen do you think is better? Conway the Machine or Benny the Butcher? Kevin Gates is the most spiritual out of the rappers. Yeah, I don't even listen to Kevin Gates' music. I've been watching his interviews and shit like that, so I got to tap into Kevin Gates. You say Conway? Conway. You say Benny? You say Benny? Conway be going in, yo. I like Benny. I like how Benny put it together. But Conway, that pain music that he be spitting, you know, because he got the face, he the sound and everything, you know what I mean, spitting out the side of his face, like that nigga's pen goes crazy. Yeah, albums are very mid these days, mad mid. They don't have that like nothing is snatching my chain. You know what I'm talking about? Nothing that I'm hearing is just snatching my chain. Like nobody is snatching my wig. Nobody is kufi smacking me right now. Like every time I listen to some music, the kufi is still on my head when I stop listening to it. I need to get kufi smacked. You know what I'm saying? So as we can see, we got a healthy debate going on right now. We got a healthy debate. You feel me? We got a healthy debate. You know what I'm talking about? We got a healthy debate because you know what I mean? You would think. There you go. Black Thought will snatch your chain. Nah, I'm good. I like Black Thought, but I'm good. You know, Black Thought got bars though. He do got bars. Let's keep it a buck. Like, but he's a dictionary rapper in my humble opinion. It's like more of a dictionary rapper. You know, because albums are only 28 minutes. Well, it could be 28 minutes of some kufi smacking. You know what I'm talking about? It could be 28 minutes of some fetty, like some uncut dope, my nigga, like some raw. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if it's 8 minutes. You know. But yeah, people are taking the lazy route. They're giving you mixed. It's really mixtapes. To be honest with you, niggas is putting mixtapes out and they're calling it albums. You know? Conway is more consistent. Yeah, he be back to back with it. That Tanner Talks. Yes, that Tanner Talk 3. That's a fucking classic. That is a classic. I would love to see the Griselda versus Gibbs too. You know what I mean? Oh, hold on. Nigga, J. Cole ate Benny's food, my nigga, on that song. J. Cole ate Benny's food. What are you talking about? The KT lecture? I'll let you know because he was filming it and whatnot. I'll see if we could get it on KTL University. I will let you know. Cambada Spiritual, you could tell he's getting the downloads. That's what I'm saying. Like after listening to Cambada, I'm not really like a lot of the conscious shit unless you it don't move me. So I gotta kind of stick with the Griselda boys because you know they got the gritty street shit. But the conscious spiritual bars, if you're not coming like son, I'm not to say that I won't listen to nobody and nobody is gonna get my attention, but you know, I think Cambada raised the bar so high that it's really hard for somebody else to come in this space and make a lot of noise and shit. You feel me? But yeah, J. Cole bodied whatchamacallit. He bodied Benny the Butcher on that track. He ate his food. He did. Yeah, Griselda, yeah, he's no longer, but you know what I mean. Even though he got his own label, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean. That's right. When you hear that, you don't want to hear too much other shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm biased. I could admit it. I'm kind of biased and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You said that I had Meg the Stallion? Where? Oh, wait till I had, whew. I heard some shit with Rock and Conway. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I seen Snoop on Drink Champs. He was spitting. He was very cognizant. You know what I'm saying? He was very cognizant. You could tell that his mind is very clear. He knows what he's here to do. He understands the assignment. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to get to it. He's going to get to it. Bridgeport is a portal. I wish I knew that years ago. You know? I wish I knew that years ago. Whenever it gets quiet, dudes are loading up in the studio shooting for that summer hit. Facts. Facts. That's a fact. The last dope album was Damn. Man, that Damn album had me on a whole nother wave. Like when I was listening to that shit was moving me. Oh, he signed Miss Hustle from Battle Rap? Is that right? Okay. Okay. Snoop been on his Morris Science. Yeah. I mean, Cyrock is top queen. She's just top. She's top 5 MC to me in a sense. I won't even put it in the category of female or male and whatnot. She just got bars. She just got bars. You know, genderless bars. Listen to Melt My Eyes. Yeah, man. But we about to hit the 2-hour mark. You know what I mean? I would love to hang out with the gang and we talk that talk and everything because there's a lot to talk about. However, it's Monday. I think we're gonna be doing a show before Third Eye Thursdays. We're gonna do either a Tuesday or Wednesday show. Make sure y'all signed up to the notifications because that's the best way to that's the best way to get notified. You said don't sleep on Rhapsody. Okay. And what and you know, okay. However, I like Rhapsody. She's cool, right? However, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not here to put nobody against each other. You know what I mean? This is not a cockfight, pause. But like I said, you know what I mean? Like, you want to do a versus? Huh? Her versus Cyrock? You want to set a versus up or something? You know what I mean? Because, and that's what I'm saying. I got to get away from that's my battle rap mind state. I'm ready to put people in the ring and shit like that. But yeah. She's okay. She's all right. She's spitting. She's doing her thing. She's doing her thing. You know what I mean? I'll never take anything away from her or him or anybody in this space that is a creator or creative and whatnot. You know, but he said it. I didn't. He said it. I ain't say it. He said it. I'm saying? But yeah, you know, it's gonna get to a point where some of the rappers who are being overlooked is gonna just have to, you know what I mean? Just they're gonna have to do something and make the whole world look at them. You know? But she's okay. She got her thing going on. You know what I mean? She got her thing going on. You know? Is me and Blue dropping another album together? Yes, yes. We are definitely dropping another album together. That's gonna be crazy. You know what I mean? We're gonna do another twin album, Red and Blue. That's gonna, yeah. We're gonna work that out. Kendrick better not play on this new album. It's been too long. Hell yeah. I like Shay Noir. I like her. Yeah, I like her. She got bars. She be with 38 Special in them, right? Yeah, she got bars. D Smoke want to be Kendrick. Yeah, he took his whole style and cadence and everything. Oh, Wakanda's your favorite? That's your shit? Yeah, I love Wakanda. I had fun making that. 444. We got 444 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button so you are informed and notified when we go live. Right? Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the motherfucking bell. Make sure you hit that Cash App. Make sure you go over to KTL University and get the replay for Blue Pill's lecture, the War Report. Like I said, it's about 5.5 hours. It is fire. And we have something coming up on the 30th with Alkebalan, and we'll have him on the show very, very soon and whatnot. Very, very soon. So, with that, Cleo Soul. I definitely listen to Cleo. You know, it's the Laundrell Cleo Soul playlist. Snow Allegra and all. It's the playlist. They all on the playlist. That's my, you know what I mean? When I want to get in my vibe and whatnot. When I want to get on the Vibington, you know what I mean? When I want to relax. When I want to meditate and shit like that. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Star. She's doing her thing. Shout out to Narubi Selah. She's another fucking problem. Like, man, these sisters, man, like, whew. Some of them stopped making music and whatnot, but I really hope that they come back. Yeah, Good Wife. Yeah, that's my song too, right there. Shout out to Lizzie and Cam. We still got to do a video for that. And Pooh is dropping May 13th. Yeah, Tap In with the God. He goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? He goes crazy. We got him on a new album as well. He's on I don't know if it's Red Summer 2. Or if it's 11/11. I'm still struggling with the name of it. You know what I'm saying? But he's on a new project. Let's get them likes up. Get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. Batman Mafia, that's my favorite AA album ever. I don't think that he could. The same way that people be like Scorpion King is their favorite Red Pillar. Batman Mafia, when AA put that shit out, I think it was 2013. That shit was crazy, bro. That's one of his best projects. When he was rapping, he was going the fuck in. You know what I mean? You know. Yeah, Doja Cat. We don't fuck with Doja Cat over here. 10 Summers, yeah, that's my shit too. We might have to do a 10 Summers part 2. You know what I mean? We might have to do 11 Summers and shit. We got 11 Summers anyway. Yeah, we gotta do 11 Summers. We gotta add on to that. Yeah, Shy the Prince his pen is crazy. Where's he at? And he in Atlanta, right? I need to meet him so we could sit in the studio and write one day. You like Life? That's your shit. You know when some artists be like, I didn't like that song. Like Life wasn't even supposed to be on the album, to keep it a buck with you. Yo, Hey Rue, that's Life, the song. That's my nigga Soul on the hook, man. Soul is the producer and he did the hook. Soul is a beast. Life was like one of the first songs that I did in Connecticut when I was out there for my studio sessions and whatnot. But that's a throwaway. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's a throwaway. That whole verse, that was like, you know, when you just doing a verse and you doing like a I was just trying it out. I was trying to beat out, but the people like it, so fuck it. I like it. You know what I'm talking about? Life needs a part two. Yeah, I think it does. No, that hook is crazy. That hook is crazy. That hook is crazy. That song that we got on Rich, yeah, that shit crazy. I went dumb on that. I did about 36 bars. I went crazy on that. That's old Red Pill flow. That's twin right there. That ain't even Red Pill. Don't look for no conscious bars in that song. That is that's mad ignorant. I gave him all ignorance on that track. Real talk. That was pure ignorance. Yeah, Soul got a lot of heat. You know what I'm saying? Come back to Connecticut. When I pull up, I'm gonna pull up out there, but I'm gonna pull up for a studio session. When I gotta grab my stuff and shit from storage. So when I do that, I'm gonna hit you up so we could do something. But yeah. Oh, y'all cooking every day? Yeah. Shout out to the young god Captain Pharaoh. Tell him I said what up. Tell Captain Pharaoh that I'm gonna pull up on him real soon. That that's my. You know when you have somebody, an engineer, producer that you work with, and y'all do magic together. Me and Captain Pharaoh, we made magic, my nigga. We made pure magic. Like some of the best songs off the Red Summer, I recorded with the young god. Oh, 24 hours? Yeah, that's my shit. Yeah, we bodied that. We bodied that. Yeah. We had to come through for that. You know what I mean? And Last Breath. Yeah. That Last Breath. Yeah. Yeah. That's my shit too. Both of them was a vibe. Yeah, I'm gonna check out the group called Moonchild. I'm gonna check it out. Lay Low and Valkyrie. Classics. Classics. Yeah, classics. I wish DJ Slay heard my shit before he made transition though, man. That's, you feel me? Like I would have loved for the Drama King to just rinse my shit on a fucking Shade 45 or something, man. Like I gotta holla at these DJs before they make transition because it ain't too many of them left that I really respect. You know what I'm talking about? But that yeah, I would have loved for K Slay to do something with me. You know what I mean? Because I know that he respected bars. He was one of those DJs. He respected the craft. Like he was into the fucking music. That shit would have boosted my confidence in the Boofington. You know what I mean? That would have been good for me. DJ Envy, nah, we good on that. No offense to DJ Envy because he used to rock with my guy Red Cafe and a few other people. And I think that who said that he put them on? Who wait. It was an article that I was just reading with somebody who's a legend. And they was talking about DJ Envy. Yeah, Bill Bixby. It's my shit. You see, the album that I'm doing, Bill Bixby is almost like the reason. It's the song behind the concept. I don't know if people understand that Bill Bixby is like, I'm rapping from two perspectives on that song. I'm rapping from my ignorant side and my enlightened side. And the aspect of Bill Bixby is the fact that Bill Bixby is Bruce Banner, right? If anybody don't remember if you're not, old school like me, you probably don't even know that Bill Bixby is the Hulk, right? You think David Banner is the Hulk. But Bill Bixby, it speaks to the fact that Bill Bixby has the Hulk inside of him. And on a TV show, the Hulk with Lou Ferrigno, that was the best Hulk ever. I don't know what anybody, I don't know nothing about no other Hulks. Lou Ferrigno was the original fucking, you know what I'm saying, Hulk. So the concept of the song is basically me going to war or struggling with the aspect of the Hulk that's inside, and that would be like the ratchet part of me. And Bill Bixby, right? He was a hitchhiker, right? He was on the road, he was hitchhiking and whatnot, and that's akin to my road to my path of enlightenment, right? That's indicative of me being on the road to perdition, or the road, the road. We all on the road, right? We all on the road. So when you listen to the song, listen to it with those ears. That there's some part you'll have to see the video. I will have to shoot a music video so you can understand that what I'm really telling you, that is me rapping against myself. You said the second Hulk. Well, Bill Bixby was the actor, right? Okay, so Bill Bixby is David Banner. That's his name. That's the actor. Yes, yes. So Bill Bixby, that motherfucker. I was a baby watching that shit. That was the illest Hulk ever. Like Mr. McGee, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Shit, like that was my life right there. That's my childhood. That's my, you know what I mean? So that's what Bill Bixby's song is about. You know what I mean? That's why I say that I'm what did I say? That the struggle is between I don't remember the bars off the top. But yeah, that's what it breaks down to. It's Bruce Banner and the Hulk. And that's basically speaking to some of us who have, a Bruce Banner persona, right? We're just this, hey, how you doing? But when we get mad, you wouldn't like me when I'm mad. That type of shit. The second Hulk movie, I ain't even really talking about the Hulk movie. I'm talking about the Hulk TV show. And then remember, he died he died in the movie and shit. That nigga died. Remember that, y'all? Who remembers who remember the Hulk movie when the Hulk died and shit? That shit had me fucked up. I was tore up off of that. Let me see if it's on my phone. Bill Bixby. That'll be a good song to end this shit with, right? Bill Bixby. You remember he got stuck between Bruce Banner and Bill Bixby? Yeah, Lou Ferrigno. If Lou is not in it, I ain't with it. You know what I mean? If Lou is not in it, I ain't with it, because I don't know if nobody bodied that shit like Lou Ferrigno, my niggas. Come on now. Let's be clear. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. He embodied it. They went ahead and did all of these movies and whatnot. They didn't do that man no justice. Dead ass. All right, let me see if I could. Yeah, there's something about this thing won't let me share my screen. I don't know what it is. Really don't know what it is, but we trying. I'm attempting. Yeah, the browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen. Your StreamYard is hating Panama, right? They're hating on me. Oh, okay. Foxy Moon says she a 76 baby. So yeah, you out here teaching me shit. Yeah. You reminded me of some things. Okay, it makes sense because the comic book Hulk versus Wolverine, that was big. That was big. Yeah, Lou was just in makeup. He just had to put the makeup on. Like, yo, Lou Ferrigno just threw the makeup on. He ain't had to do no CGI, nothing. You know what I'm talking about? He was dangerous. He was dangerous. That was my guy right there. All right, hold on a minute. Bill Bixby in my library. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, y'all. I don't think it's gonna happen unless, let me see something. I could do some real bootleg shit. Yeah, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And then his eyes turn green. Man, that was the best 5 minutes in TV that I could remember. That shit had me, man, I used to get excited. All right, let me see something. Bars. All right, just let me know. Let me see if y'all could hear it. Oh, $6 Million Man, Steve Austin. That was my shit. That was my shit. I was watching that in a hotel the other day. I was like, damn. The special effects on this shit was mad basuda. But when I was little, I thought that shit was like the best fucking CGI ever. That song would play when he be walking down the highway. A nigga was crying like, "Don't end! I don't." I used to get upset every time it ended and whatnot. They hit the heavy piano. Dun, dun. You'd be like, "No! Don't kill the Hulk! I hate you, Mr. McGee. Leave him alone." All right, so can y'all hear this right here? That sound kind of bootleg. Sounds kind of bootleg though. I don't know about all that. Sounds somewhat bootleg. I'm big on the sound, you know what I mean? I don't like the sound sounding kind of crazy. The Bionic Woman. Oh yeah. I used to like my shit was what's her name? Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. Oh, oh. You can't talk about the documentary on YouTube. You got to be careful about what you say because the documentary is talking about snake venom, but it's also talking about the Jabbington. So you got to be kind of like, you know what I mean? You got to walk that thin line and whatnot. You feel me? You got to walk that thin line. Yeah. So, um, all right. So we'll end it with with this song, man. We'll end it with this song. Like I said, love and light to y'all. All right.
To this day.
I see y'all.
To this day.
We'll get up this week. Pause. Bentley truck, interior burnt honey.
Any weight. Hey. Shifting through paradigms, the color of Geechee Dan, drifting through the Carolines, color in the Geechee land. Time will tell. We move around the 33rd parallels, like Coney Island carousels. Fell asleep at Roswell, woke up in Cozumel. Pyramid hopping, chariot shopping. Number one seller, author of conscious fiction, composition, confidence driven, continent drifting. A walking contradiction with a contradiction. Booms and mops, Mr. Clean. We conquered the kitchen, facts and fiction. Contrary to popular predictions. Red pill, popping your prescription, stopping your addictions. Yeah, bitch, I'm with the hoes. Black magic, yeah, bitch, I'm with the souls. Anything goes. Cooking in Brooklyn. Cocaine to push, new strain to the kush. We call that Hussein in the bush. We from distant lands. Our DNA, different strands, different strains. Same planet, but different planes. Citizen Kane, Rosebud, they wanna get us in chains. Rosewood, the safety, stay on position. Chaos position. Never took the day off in kitchens, way off in pitching. These bitches out here fighting for Fashion Nova, crashing rovers, passing over 3 times. Free crime, Versace from your heyday, on layaway like Takashi and Treyway. Hopping with the AK, war is a double consciousness. Devil's competence and accomplishments. When rhetoric turns into reason, then predicates turn into heathens. And the wolves in Connecticut is seasoned. Soon after disease would follow. I'm the same nigga that the D's would follow. Marlowe, my family moved the trees like Rollo. Before they seized the